Hey everyone, today I tell a lie. Ages ago I was going to do a makeup thing because, I don't know, it's become one of my things at the moment. But I haven't really, A, had the time, and B, yeah, my skin had like major issues. So I'm going to do it today. I know everyone has a different way of doing stuff. This is a thing that I found recently has worked for me the best. So, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. So, I'll start off with foundation. Everyone uses different. I don't care what you use, but I'm using Max Factor Miracle Touch. And I'm using it in Warm Almond. So, it comes with like a little sponge, and that's why I'm like when you open it there. Just for people who didn't know that, because there's quite a few people who have got this and been putting it on with a brush, and I just don't think that they realise that it comes with a little sponge. But yeah, no, I want to give this foundation like a really, really good review because I found that it's thin enough not to look cakey, but it gives like a really good coverage and it hides blemishes quite easily. So if your skin's on like an okay sort of day and you've got a few red bits, I think this is like a good foundation for you, and it doesn't clog up my skin at all, which is good. It did when I first started using it though, but I think it's just I was on a bad day. So, oh, my my Mac's getting upset already. Right, almost done. It doesn't matter, by the way, if you get it in your eyebrows, because I'm gonna do my eyebrows afterwards. Okay, I think that's even enough. And literally, you don't need to use that much. I'd probably dip that in that maybe about twice. So, there you go. Next, I'm going to be using powder to set it because I found that with me, I do quite a lot of dance anyway, and I found that most foundations that are sort of more thin liquids just don't stay at all, and I found that quite a lot of powders as well make you go a bit orangey when you put it on liquid foundation, and I know that those people have problems with that. So yeah, actually I'm going to do my concealer first. Don't ask me what my concealer is because I don't actually know. It's like a really cheap foundation that I bought, and it's like really gloopy, and I've had it for ages, but it's like really good for concealing, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'm actually going to use my mirror from my powder, so excuse me. But I found that these two match like really well, like the concealer and the foundation. So yeah, I'm old fashioned, I use a brush, not my fingers. See? You can see that is a hell of a lot darker than that one. So, it does make a difference, I promise you. People who say that I don't need makeup, you really have no idea. Like, well, obviously I don't need it, but I choose to wear it because it helps. I don't think I've got awful skin. Sorry, got some in my eye. I don't think I've got like majorly awful skin, but I'd rather cover what I can, emphasise what I've already got. Okay, right, powder is the Revlon Photo Ready one, and I've got their light medium one, which is number 20. So yeah, and I've got like this brush that if you slide it up, you can get it so that it doesn't really move that much, or you can get it so that it moves quite a bit. But I found that to put this on, you need kind of like a, I'd say ideally you could have a kabuki brush, which I do have, but I like this brush because I use it for everything and it's really useful to carry around. But I don't know where this is from, so I'm a bit useless today, so sorry about that. But yeah, just apply that, like, put quite a lot around your nose if you find that it doesn't stay, because I find that quite a bit. And another place is mainly the top of your forehead and your cheeks. But with cheeks, I don't think it's majorly important that you put a lot on because of stuff like bronzer, and if you do highlighting and contouring and stuff, then it's not as noticeable. But I'm not majorly always for that, so. Oh, another thing, do make sure that you do get over your eyelids, because it does notice that your eyelids are like a slightly lighter colour to the rest of your face. I promise you, it really does notice. Okay. That's that. Right, now I'm going to move on to like this bronzer, and I'm in love with this. Like, it's really good. It's the Makeup Academy one. They're new in Superdrug, and this is £2.50, and the range is normally like everything's £1, but it's a mosaic bronzer, and they do 2 or 3 different shades of this. This one is shade 1, and it's called Natural Glow, and it's really brown, and like it is really good. And I must say that some of the colours, like that one, the one I'm pointing to with my ring finger, is like a really good highlighter, and so is the sort of more yellowy one, that one there. But all of them together are really, really good for your cheeks. So, and I found that now blusher, I either get blusher that's too pink and doesn't look right, and it's kind of cheesy, or I get a sort of one that's a bit too brown and doesn't quite match. So I found that bronzer is more sort of natural for me. What I do is, I don't really have a strong cheekbone, but here, like, I have like quite a distinguished bone line. So I go from the top of that bone and go to the apple of my cheek on that diagonal. That seems to be the sort of place, and I do it in circular motions, making sure to buff it out. There you go. Just adding sort of like a normal-ish glow to my skin. Okay. And don't just put it on your cheeks, because that can look quite odd. So I always put a tiny weeny bit on my forehead, my chin, and the tip of my nose. Now I look normal coloured. Okay, now I'm going to move on straight away and do my eyebrows, because they annoy me so much. The thing I'm using for my eyebrows is, I use a mixture of 2, but this one I don't really know what the colours are, because the name's rubbed off, and yeah, it's sort of running out, but that's a really good palette, and I think it is, I got it from Debenhams, and it's one of their own makes, but the name's completely come off. And if I were to use that, and if you do recognise this, and it does have lip stuff in the bottom, woo, then it is the gorgeousy brown colour there. But I know what it is, because, yeah, it's a Revlon eyeshadows, and it's the number 3 khakis one, and it's that one there. And you use like any angled brush, like I've got this smaller one which is really useful, and I also got this big one, and I want to do a review of these, but they're the Fraulein 8 collection, and I got like the huge fold up brush set, and it's amazing, and I got it for Amazon for Christmas last year, so I've still got all of them, well, most of them anyway. But with your eyebrows, you just need to follow the natural line of your eyebrows and fill in like any sort of patches where you don't have much shape. You already sort of see a difference. Also go for a colour that not necessarily matches your hair, but matches like your natural hair colour, because I find that if I go for something that's similar to my sort of hair, because my hair's browny red, it doesn't look quite right, so I'd sort of tend not to do that. Okay. So that's that. Right, onto eyeshadow. Quite simply, Makeup Academy. It's like the whitey yellowy one. It's shade number 1. It's called Pearl, and I don't honestly know what any of these brushes are called from the Revlon range, but it's the one that is this sort of shape, and you need to literally do that all over your lid. Go right down to the lash line. As you can see, it's like a really sort of sparkly colour. It's a really good colour. But do it in the sort of circular shape and right up to the brow, because we're going to do like loads of blending anyway. Get rid of that little bit there that went too far. Can't really see, but I've gone from all the way in there, up and around, out, back in, like that. And I'm going to do that on both eyes, obviously. I'm doing both at the same time now, just to avoid having to do one and then whatever. So and before anybody asks, no, I'm not the sort of person who will follow everybody's makeup techniques. I've learnt quite a few from some people, but this look is primarily based on stuff that I have, and I thought that it was a bit different, and it's not too dramatic and doesn't involve too much effort, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to go straight in with this. It's a Bare Essentials one, or Bare Minerals or whatever, because they keep changing their name, and it's called Skyline. But also, if you don't have that and you've got Makeup Academy stuff because it's more affordable, you can use this one, which is called Shade 14, and it's a pearl one again. Either one is really good, but I'm going to use this one because it's not a shimmery, but I'm sure you can get this in matte colour, because I do have one, but I just couldn't find it, so yeah, sorry about that. And I would either use an angled brush again, or like this is like a short little brush, but that doesn't really help you. It kind of bends quite easily. So yeah, and you literally dip that, swirl it in the lid a bit to get off all the excess, and then you go straight into the crease, like almost all the way over actually, and just tap very lightly, so that's gone right in there. So you've made like a sort of line. Yep. So yeah, you can see the line there. Okay. And then from here you go to the corner of your eye and lift round and out. So you're sort of making a cat's eye shape a bit, if you can see what I mean. But it fits well if you're going to wet eyeliner with this, which I would. So sort of a circular. And you can get this as dark as you like, but for school and stuff, I only have it sort of like that actually. I wouldn't go any darker than that, but it's, you know, you can make it as defined as you like. And do that on the other eye. And don't worry if it goes wrong like the first couple of times you do it, because I can't even count the amount of times that I get this shape wrong, because you always get the tiniest bit too much eyeshadow on the brush or something happens, and it can be like the most annoying thing ever. Also, a little tip, go darker on this sort of corner of your eye to make the shapes sort of more noticeable. One side isn't as dark as the other. That tends to happen. Always happens. I never put enough on the first side. But yeah. Ta-da. This colour is also really like lovely to blend. Like when you sort of blend a blacky grey, it can go really dusky and not very nice colour. But this is like a really, it stays kind of the right colour, but it just fades a bit and it's quite nice. It's really strong pigmented. I don't know what way to lean then. So yeah, got that sort of shape. And you can tell that where I've gone up high with that, it kind of lifts the eye a bit. It doesn't make it overly obvious that it's highlighted though, so that's good. And then you continue with the black, or the greyish black, or I don't really know what you want to call it. I can't think of a colour name, to be honest. And you take that, you go straight in to the corner. You bring it along your lash line, like right along. And it doesn't matter how thick, but just bring it right along. You see already that that's sort of darkened that eye a bit compared to this one. Yeah. So you just bring it right along. And what you're going to do is you're going to blend this corner straight over. Well, not all the way, but sort of halfway over into the lid. Like so. Then you've still got the tiniest bit of highlight here. And then you've got the highlight above the eye to sort of lift it. But it's sort of a smoky but subtle look. So I'm going to do that again on the other side. My eyes are really watery today. It's not nice. I've got dry eye syndrome, so it's not fun. So there you have it. And I love this eyeshadow. By the way, yes, I haven't done my hair yet, so sorry. I never really mentioned that I always put a hairband on now, just so that I get the full face. It's up to you whether you do eyeliner or mascara first, but I prefer to do eyeliner. I found that liquid eyeliners can be really, really difficult to control, and I'm no good with liquid eyeliner at all. But I found that using gel eyeliner is so much better. You don't flick it everywhere, and this one's a fashionista one, and it's just a black one. So yeah, these are really good. I've had this for like almost a month now, and I've literally not used any of it. That's really not helpful lighting, so you can't really see, but yeah, like none of it's gone. And the lid is the little brush, which is really good. So literally you dip that in like that. You wipe off the excess on the side and line your eye. And I've got to admit, I've got no technique of my eyeliner. It changes all the time. So if you want to know how to do it perfectly, I could link some videos, but I just literally do whatever happens, because I've got quite a good eye shape anyway. So I'm just gonna follow my natural lash line, quite thinly actually. I don't think you need bold eyeliner for this look, but if you want it then it does fit. So like so. Just make sure that you go a little bit thicker as you get further along. Just to sort of lift the eye shape. Okay, like so. Okay, I'm going to do that on the other eye. I haven't got enough eyeliner on that. The concentration in my face is ridiculous when I do my eyeliner, so I'm sorry if I'm pulling weird and quite awkward faces. But by the way, the only reason I've had time to do this today is because it's review day today at school, so I only have to go in for 15 minutes. Most people who watch these videos know anyway, so. But if you don't and you're just watching it for the makeup, then yeah. Right. This eyeliner's annoying me. Give me a sec. I'm literally just going to lean to this side because I have put my mirror on my printer so that I can lean and see what I'm doing. So, yeah. Sometimes it does help to pull your eye a bit. Like if you pull your eye flat, it's easier to like apply it. And that's one thing that I probably would do on a regular basis, but it depends on how much time I've got or whatever. I find that helps speed up the process. So, oh, this eyeliner's looking alright now. Let's just get it even. Okay. That's definitely even. Oh, another thing, if you want to do, I also find it can look really nice, is if you get some of the gel liner, and I'm going to show you quite close up actually, because I can. What you do is, if you see under here, this under the lash line, if you go right under and apply a little bit of eyeliner, going to 3/4 of the way across, not too thick. You can open up your eye a bit. So I'm going to do the other way real quick. Oh. The things I do, you can see it makes my eye look a little bit bigger. It just equals it out a bit. I find that for me, putting eyeliner on my waterline doesn't do me any favours. And by the way, there's no specific direction that I recommend doing this. Some people always like go from the outer corner inwards or whatever, but I find that either way it gets it done for me quite well. And then if you also turn your eye and make sure that it joins up with the sort of little flicky bit. Yep, you see that? On the other side. haven't got much of a flick there, so it's quite easy to join. Okay, so that's the eye makeup. I'm quickly going to put mascara on, and this is the lash, I think it's lash extravaganza or something, lash accelerator, yeah, it's lash accelerator mascara, and I can't really tell what it is because my label has completely come off, so, but it's in Dark Extreme Black, and you know it's got gold writing and it's got like a ruler on it, so you'll know the one. It's got like a shape brush that's sort of like this, and sort of I wiggle mine sometimes. A way that I find works for me is if I look up, blink, 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 and blink. That seems to normally get all of my eyelashes. Then on the other side, look up and blink, 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 blink. Sometimes I have problems getting in the corners. Blink. Just touch it up a bit. Like so. Now that doesn't make a huge difference. You can see I've got quite long eyelashes, but my lashes point downwards, so it doesn't really make much of a difference for me what I do, but I tend to curl my eyelashes, but I'll do that off camera. Any old eyelash colour will do. I get my eyelash colours from Poundland. That's really quite, that doesn't sound too good. It depends actually, Superdrug or Poundland. They're normally only £1 or £2 anyway, but it depends really. Obviously do your bottom eyelashes. My bottom eyelashes are quite long, so I used to cut them, but I gave up on that actually, because there's no point. They just grew back ridiculously fast. You can see that quite well. They're really annoying, by the way. People who say that they love my eyelashes, I'm just like, please, you can have them. I'd rather have short eyelashes and curl them and make them look really thick than have long eyelashes that are really full. I don't see the overration with it. I'd rather be able to put false eyelashes on and be all like, oh yeah, they're fake. Instead of people going, oh my god, are they fake? I'm like, no, they're my real eyelashes. And they're like, no, they're not. And it's really irritating. So, yeah, never fun. Yeah, that's it really. My nose is really runny. Also, I have to clean my nose still after I put everything on. But, you know what, I'll do that afterwards and off camera. So I hope you've enjoyed this look. You can put any lipstick with it you like. Bright red looks really good if you're going out. Or you can use more subtle brownie colours. So I hope you enjoyed this, and probably I'll do a hair video as well later. But yeah, bye!